TV1 රැස්විහිදෙන ජීවිතේ.
වතුර ගත්තද? වතුර ගත්තා අපිට ලොකු පිනක් මේ කරලා දුන්න එක අපිට වග්ගඩු අමාරු තියෙන ඇත්තොන්ට හරි සහනයක් කරලා දුන්නා.
මහා විලච්ඡිය කඳුරු පිටියටත් ගම් මැද්දෙන් පානීය ජල ව්‍යාපෘතියක්.
Good afternoon, this is lunchtime news here on TV1. I'm Raza Irfan for the Newsfirst team, where the people come first. Before we take a look at your stories in detail, let's start off with your headlines for this afternoon.
CPC increases prices for petrol and diesel. Price of wheat flour increased as well. Protests erupt across the country. Many roads blocked. Vehicular movement disrupted. Government ready for constitutional changes. Opposition leader requests the executive presidency to be abolished. 39 MPs, including Maithripala Sirisena, seated in the opposition. Sri Lanka seeks rapid financing instrument from IMF. India also makes representations on behalf of Sri Lanka.
Now on to your top story this afternoon. Multiple protests are taking place against the fuel price hike and the shortage of fuel across many areas in Sri Lanka today. The protest caused a massive disruption of the movement of traffic across the country. People obstructed the railway road from Ramukkana, prompting delay in train service along that road. According to the railway control room, services were disrupted as a result. Moreover, many shops and businesses in the Ramukkana town have been closed down to support these protests. Over in Avisavilla, people have blocked the Avisavilla-Colombo main road from the main junction known as the Colour Light Junction. Vehicular movement along the Avisavilla-Colombo main road was disrupted as a result. Protests took place at the Dambulla town, where people obstructed the lane of the A9, A6 roads. Further, a protest is taking place in the Gaul town, obstructing the Colombo-Gaul main road. According to the police, the bus services have parked on the road, obstructing the movement of traffic. A protest was also staged by the people of Gampola. People who have been in queue since dawn staged the demonstration. Vehicular movement was disrupted along the Gampola-Kandy main road and the Gampola-Navalapitiya main road.
මොනවද මේ අයියා? මෙතන මේ තෙල් ගහගෙන හිටියා. තෙල් ගහගෙන ඉන්න මේක
Private bus drivers staged a protest opposite the Algama bus halt this morning, opposing the fuel price hike. Buses did not operate due to the demonstration. Meanwhile, a group of private bus owners staged a protest in Mathura opposing the fuel price hike. Another demonstration was staged by a group of bus owners in Ratnapura. Bus drivers from the North Central Province also staged a protest in Anuradhapura. People engaged in a protest on the Nigambo Road blocking the Katunayaka Expressway. People protested in Panadura blocking the Colombo Gold Road, expressing their displeasure towards the fuel price hike. In more local news, the Ceylon Petroleum Company, also known as CPETCO, decided to increase fuel prices again from midnight yesterday. 92-octane petrol has been increased by 84 rupees to 338 rupees per litre. 95-octane petrol has been increased by 90 rupees to 373 rupees per litre. A litre of diesel has been increased by 130 rupees. The new price is at 289 per litre. The CPC has increased the price of super diesel by 75 rupees to 329 rupees per litre. Lanka IOC raised fuel prices again from midnight on Sunday. The price of the litre of petrol was raised by 35 rupees and a litre of all type of diesel was increased by 75 rupees. LIOC has increased fuel prices 6 times in 5 months. Meanwhile, the Ceylon Petroleum Company announced last night that restrictions on the issuance of fuel for motorcycles, three-wheelers, cars, vans and jeeps have been lifted. Moving on to more local news, the Occupy Golf faced protest demanding the President and the government to resign is on the 11th day. News First Naviksha Gunasekar now joins us with the details from the protest site.
Burdened by the worst economic crisis that Sri Lanka has ever faced, the people of Sri Lanka gathered here at Galle Face Green on the 9th of April. It was a Saturday, and this protest, this demonstration continues today as well. The protesters, the people are showing really no signs of giving up. The struggle just keeps getting stronger and stronger by the day. What we see here are the genuine, the ordinary citizens of Sri Lanka who have come here today, together, united as one, demanding a solution to the current economic crisis. Now, these people have been here for days despite the bad weather. They have come here united as one. We see even people coming here just after work, just because they want to come and be a part of this struggle, because they want a better tomorrow. We see people from all walks of life coming here today. We see the clergy, we see the Mahasangha, we see intellectuals, we see artists, sportsmen, and so many people, and ordinary people like you and I, who have come here today together, demanding President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the government to step down and provide immediate solutions for the situation that the country is currently facing. Now, what's special about this protest is that this is not politically driven. These people are not affiliated to any political party. They have come here on their own accord because they want a better tomorrow. These people, we see many people coming here voluntarily to distribute food and beverages to the people who have been involved in this demonstration since day one. People have stayed here overnight. We see an art gallery, a library, and so much more than just an ordinary protest that we've seen throughout Sri Lanka. These people are also exercising their freedom of expression through art, through music, and through various forms of art, because they want a better tomorrow. These people are not giving up, and they will continue to stay here until their demands are met. What you see now and what you hear now is the mandate of the people. For the News First team, the voice of the people, I'm Naviksha Gunasekara, reporting to you from Galle Face.
People are still gathering opposite the President's office in Colombo, demanding the resignation of the President and a number of democratic changes. The Satyagraha, launched by athlete Sachit Maduranga yesterday, ended this morning.
සම්පූර්ණ වශයෙන් දුක් විඳින්න දේශපාලකයන් විසින් අපින් ගත්ත සියලු දේවල් අපිට නැවත ලබා ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි අපේ අවසන් බලාපොරොත්තුව. අපි දිගින් දිගට සටන් කරමු. අපිට කල හැකි හැමදේම අපි කරනවා. මෙතන ඉන්න හැමෝම කරනවා. අපි පුළුවන් තරම් අපේ අඳුරන හිත මිත්‍ර සියලු දෙනාම මෙතෙන්ට එක්කන් එමු. අපේ අරගලයට ජය වේවා. අපේ අරගලයට ජය වේවා.
Bodybuilding champion Prasanna Pires launched a 24-hour satyagraha thereafter, taking over from Maduranga. A large number of people without any political or other affiliations were seen opposite the President's office, taking part in the Galle Face protest. A notable feature at the protest was that the youth were also engaged in the cleanup process to ensure that the environment is not polluted.
Moody's Investors Service has today downgraded the government of Sri Lanka's long-term foreign currency issuer and senior unsecured debt ratings from CA to CAA2. Moody's says the decision to downgrade the ratings is driven by the authority's announcement of debt servicing suspension on external public debt repayments, which will lead to a series of defaults. Earlier, Standard & Poor's and Fitch ratings also downgraded Sri Lanka.
Minister of Finance Ali Sabri PC met with IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva on Monday at the IMF headquarters in Washington, D.C.
The International Monetary Fund has commended the steps already taken by the Finance Minister to mitigate the present financial situation in Sri Lanka. The IMF has also assured their fullest support to Sri Lanka, and a positive response has also been received to expedite the process to strengthen the support extended towards Sri Lanka. Minister of Finance has made a request for a rapid financing instrument with the IMF, and IMF has subsequently informed Minister Sabri that India had also made representations on behalf of Sri Sri Lanka for an RFI. It had been communicated that IMF will consider the special request made despite it being outside of the standard circumstances for the issuance of an RFI. The Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, and the top-level Indian economic delegation met with the Finance Minister Ali Sabri at the IMF headquarters, Washington, D.C. on the 18th of April. Minister Sitharaman has assured Minister Sabri on India's fullest support to Sri Lanka to move forward and has emphasized on India's commitment to strengthen the development of the economy in Sri Lanka and building stronger bonds between the two nations as they move forward together. Honorable Finance Minister of India has also affirmed to Finance Minister Ali Sabri that India will fully support the deliberations of Sri Lanka with the IMF, especially on the special request made for expediting the external fund facility.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka says the Ceylon Electricity Board has been given approval to impose a 3-hour and 20-minute power cut both today and tomorrow. Accordingly, those residing in areas A through L and P through W will experience a 2-hour power cut from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In addition, the PUCSL says a 1-hour 20-minute power cut will be experienced between 5 and 9 p.m.
39 MPs from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, 10 other parties supported the coalition, and those who have decided to remain independent from the SLPP have been assigned a seat in the opposition side in Parliament.
Parliament Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardena told Parliament today that the party leaders and the MPs are expected to work for the betterment of the country irrespective of their differences. However, SJP parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala noted that the Speaker did not announce the decision reached at the meeting of the party leaders, adding that the Speaker said that he would work to abolish the 20th Amendment to the Constitution while reintroducing the 19th Amendment to the Constitution with amendments. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said it is necessary to ensure that the people are not forced to remain in line for essentials any further. Mahinda Rajapaksa said he believes that it is timely to reintroduce the 19th Amendment to the Constitution with necessary and timely amendments as a short-term solution to address issues. However, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa slammed the government for moving towards a disorderly default as it is not in a position to serve its debt due in April 2022. He said the government deliberately created issues in the country affecting the 22 million people in Sri Lanka. The opposition leader also alleged that the government is yet to engage in talks to restructure the debt. He said the executive presidency must be abolished in its entirety rather than bringing in amendments to the constitution.
Was Zaharan Hashim, who is considered to have led the 2019 April 21st Easter tax, given a luxury SUV in addition to a salary? This matter was raised in Parliament today.
This is the Toyota Land Cruiser V8 that was used by Zaharan Hashim of NTJ, who led the Easter Sunday bombings. Reports that Rear Admiral Sarat is using this. Can the court be used by a production be used by a politician?
ඔබතුමා පාවිච්චි කරා කියන එකට උත්තරයක් දෙන්න කියලා මම ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා. අදූදේ ඔක මට ආරංචි ආව මම ලේකම්තුමාගෙන් ඇහුවා මේ මහජනාධිපති අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ලේකම්තුමාගෙන් ඇහුවා එතුමා කිව්වා මේක රාජසන්ත.
SJB parliamentarian Harin Fernando cited a tweet by a journalist that claimed ex-minister Sarath Weerasekara was using the Land Cruiser that was originally used by Zaharan Hashim of the NTJ. In some news we just received, President's Counsel Mohan Veerakone told the media today that Senior DIG Nilantha Jayawardena, who was the former head of the State Intelligence, should be held responsible for failing to tackle necessary action with regard to the 2019 April 21st attacks, despite receiving information about the attacks beforehand. This was revealed at a media briefing convened at the President's Media Centre. For more of these stories, you can log on to our website, which is www.newsfirst.lk. Moving on to more local news, Parliamentarian Priyanka Rajayaratne, who recently left his position in the government to remain independent and again joined with the government today. He said that he will remain independent once again in Parliament. Taking that news items once again, parliamentarian Priyanka Rajaratne, who recently left his position in the government to remain independent and again joined with the government today, he said that he will remain independent once again in parliament. Moving on to more local news, the protest march held under the theme "Let's Dismiss This Cruel Government" was held for the third day today.
The march, which started from Moratuwa today, is scheduled to reach Colombo Town Hall. Protesters say the current government should resign immediately. The protest march began 3 days ago from Beruwala. Ministers resigned recently. After waiting for a few days, they appointed a new cabinet. Now what has happened? After setting aside the A team, they have appointed the B team. Changing teams like that will not solve the issue. As soon as the new cabinet was appointed, the prices of fuel increased again. Therefore, this is a way of deceiving the public. These appointments are made to satisfy the displeasures of the state ministers.
Priva has decided to increase the price of a kilogram of wheat flour by 40 rupees with effect from today. The All Ceylon Bakery Owners Association said the price of a kilogram of wheat flour has been increased by 42 rupees given that 2 rupee transportation cost being added. Chairman of the All Ceylon Bakery Owners Association, N.K. Jayawardena, told Newsfirst that a decision is to be reached with regard to the prices of bread and bakery products. Moving on to some international news, Ukrainian leader says his forces will fight back against Russia's offensive in the Donbass. EU officials condemned discrimination attacks inciting, including Kharkiv. Meanwhile, the White House says US President Joe Biden will convene a media of allies to discuss Ukraine collecting today, after Kyiv announced that Russia has launched a major new offense in the east of the country.
Foreign media reported the meeting is part of their regular coordination with allies and partners in support of Ukraine, without naming who would be included on the video call. The White House said the meeting would also cover efforts to hold Russia accountable. Meanwhile, the United Nations human rights body has confirmed 4,890 civilian casualties in Ukraine since Russia's invasion began on the 24th of February. The latest figures from the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights show 2,072 people have been killed and 2,818 have been injured.
And that's a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV1. For more of these stories, you can log on to our website, which is www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I am Ruhaza Irfan. Thank you for watching.
දශකයක ගමනක් ඔබ